Okay, now let's learn with the clip. Hello operator, I'd like to make a collect call to Australia. A collect call, sometimes called a reserve charge call, is a telephone call which is paid for by the person who receives the call rather than the person who makes the call. So a collect call from the United States to Australia would be quite pricey for the person receiving. Then do you notice how boss said the name of my country? Australia. It is how you'd say, Ethan. You bet. I'd say Australia. The way that we Australians actually say it is Australia. In this segment, they show a koala. Together with kangaroos, koalas are iconic native Australia animals. This is the international operator. Will you accept collect call from? Yes, this is Dr. Bart Simpson of the International Drainage Commission. Is an emergency. If it's an emergency, then the idea of an International Drainage Commission is a humorous and ridiculous idea. By drainage, he means everything that has to do with drains. Bart mentioned that he is from the International Drainage Commission as he is dreaming about the way the water flushes down the toilet. We understand some drains in your area have been malfunctioning, sucking in people and whatnot. Well, leakers, if something malfunctions, it doesn't work properly. Some students make the common mistake of saying that something is broken when it is malfunctioning. When something is broken, it is not working at all. It is if it malfunctions, it doesn't work properly. For example, we normally say that a machine or gadget malfunctions, such as a cell phone. Cell phone. When your cell phone gets really hot, it malfunctions and sometimes turns off, but it's not actually broken. What then says that rains are sucking in people, meaning they're sobbing or eating people. This is obviously a silly lie. We understand some drains in your area have been malfunctioning, sucking in people and whatnot. Willikers. Whatnot is an expression used at the end of a list of things when you do not want to name everything. Let's see, who do we have here? Well, that's what's the matter with you? You couldn't find a date? I didn't come here to be heckled and spoofed and whatnot. What did you come here? Seriously though? Well, liquors, that's awful. Indeed. Williker is actually a strange word. He uses it to mean gosh or another interjection of surprise, but we don't actually say this nowadays. He then said awful as that's awful. This actually sounds more English or even Scottish, but it certainly doesn't sound the way an Australian sound it. Listen to me and then you judge if you think it sounds Aussie. Awful. That's awful. Awful, what do you think? Indeed. We need you to check your sinks and toilets and tell us which way the water is going, and please stand clear. The notion that in the southern hemisphere water in drains flows in the opposite direction of in the northern hemisphere is actually a myth. This is true, however, for larger scale phenomena like whirlpools in the ocean, hurricanes, or but not small scale systems such as toilets or sinks. And please stand clear. Stand clear is something that we say as a warning, which means don't get close or move away. Stand clear, please. Stand clear. Everyone, contact. The fixtures, they're all turning clockwise. A fixture is a piece of equipment that is fixed inside the house and building and is sold as a part of that house. The room has old-fashioned but appealing fixtures. Clockwise is a term that we use to describe a circular motion. For example, you tighten the lid of the jar clockwise, or in other words, in the same direction as the hands of a clock move. Similarly, you untighten it in the opposite motion, which we describe as anti-clockwise or counterclockwise in American English. Oh, she was right, stupid Lisa, science queen. Well, why don't you just check your neighbor's drinks? I'll hold. Goes outside and does nothing. In this case, to hold, or when we say hold the line, means to wait until the person who have telephoned is ready to answer. When you call in companies, into company people, they will put you on hold while they look up information or transfer you to another department. I can't talk to my wife for 28 days. Sir, she's not an alcoholic. You can't put me on hold. I'll put you on hold.